Long ago, in a land where the sun rose over endless plains, there existed a kingdom divided by two great rivers. The Eastern River and the Western River flowed from the same mountain spring, but took different paths through the realm. On the eastern bank dwelled prosperous communities. Their fields yielded abundant harvests, their markets buzzed with activity, and their children grew strong. The people attributed their fortune to the Eastern River, which they called the Giver. Yet across the kingdom, along the Western River, villages struggled against poverty and hunger. Their lands remained parched despite the river flowing nearby. They named their river the Taker, believing it cursed their efforts. Prince Tamir, heir to the throne, wondered at this strange divide. Why would two rivers from the same source bring such different fates? Prince Tamir said, "Father, why do our people suffer so differently when both rivers come from the same mountain?" King replied, "The gods favor the east, my son. Some destinies cannot be changed." But Prince Tamir was not satisfied with this explanation. On his 20th birthday, instead of accepting the traditional gift of gold, he requested permission to journey along both rivers from source to sea. The king reluctantly agreed. Disguised as a common traveler, Tamir began his journey at the mountain spring, where both rivers were born. Prince Tamir said, "One source, two very different stories." As he traveled the Eastern River, Tamir noticed something remarkable. Every few miles, the people had built small canals branching from the river. These channels directed water to distant fields and villages. Eastern farmers said, "Our grandparents taught us that the river's gifts must be shared. Each village maintains the canals for the next. What serves one serves all." The prince discovered ancient stone markers with inscriptions. "Take only what you need, give back what you can." Near each village stood a water wheel that not only drew from the river, but also helped aerate it. When Tamir crossed to the Western territories, he found a different approach. Villages built walls to direct the river's full force toward their own lands, often flooding neighboring areas. Each community competed to extract the most water. Western village elder said, "The river is cruel and unpredictable. We must take what we can before others claim it." The prince noticed the riverbanks eroding from uncontrolled flow. Without proper channels and maintenance, much of the water simply ran off without nourishing the land. Waste and refuse clogged sections where the current slowed. Tamir realized the truth. Both rivers were identical in nature. The difference lay not in the water, but in how people approached their relationship with it. Upon returning to the palace, Prince Tamir requested an audience with his father and the royal council. Prince Tamir said, "The Eastern River is not blessed, nor is the Western River cursed. The Eastern communities prosper because they work together. They understand that the river is neither giver nor taker. It simply is. Their prosperity comes from their approach." King replied, "And what would you have us do with this knowledge?" Prince Tamir said, "Send our engineers and the Eastern elders to teach the Western villages, not just irrigation techniques, but the philosophy behind them. The same water can either nourish or destroy, depending on how we channel it." The king, impressed by his son's wisdom, agreed. Over the next 3 years, the kingdom undertook its greatest transformation. Western villages learned to work together, building cooperative irrigation systems. The Eastern elders shared not just their techniques, but their understanding of balance. Gradually, the Western lands began to flourish. Where rivalry once ruled, cooperation took root. The Taker River slowly gained a new name among its people, the Teacher. King said, "You have proven yourself worthy, not through conquest but through understanding. The crown is yours." Prince Tamir replied, "I accept it with humility, having learned that true wealth flows not from taking, but from wisely directing what we are given." King Tamir said, "Our kingdom's strength lies not in the resources we possess, but in how we share and steward them. The two rivers taught us that abundance comes not from what we have, but from what we do with it." King Tamir's reign became known as the era of flowing wisdom. The kingdom prospered not because the gods favored them, but because they learned to work with nature's gifts rather than against them. The tale of the two rivers traveled far beyond the kingdom's borders, teaching a timeless truth. The same resource that brings destruction when hoarded brings prosperity when shared. Today, as we face our own challenges with resources and community, the ancient wisdom of the two rivers remains. What divides us can unite us. What threatens us can sustain us. The difference lies not in what we have, but in how we approach it. If you're enjoying this video and want to see more content like this, I'd really appreciate it if you could take a moment to hit that like button. It helps me know what you love and keeps me motivated to create even more awesome videos for you. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Join our amazing community by clicking the subscribe button and turning on notifications so you'll never miss an update.